All right, what is happening, everyone? Welcome back to another action-packed edition of the Another71 podcast. As always, I'm your humble host, Jeff Elliott, a licensed CPA in the state of Kansas by the grace of God and to the chagrin of many, and the number is growing daily. I assure you, today is Tuesday, December 6th, 2022. Welcome to episode 104. If you have a question, I have an answer. Hopefully it is a good one. You can shoot me an email, jeff@another71.com. That's jeff@another71.com. We are live in the dojo today. So I'll be answering, I'm going to do 7 questions in this session previously submitted, and I'll be answering questions in the dojo chat. Kyle asks, what sections am I going to be talking about? All of them. These are just questions that people have submitted. These are study strategy questions. And Reza, hi Jeff, how are you? Just want to know about the BEC study strategy. Yeah, tell me more about how many weeks you're looking at and what your main question is there, and I'll answer that. In the meantime, starting things off with Steve. Steve is using Becker plus Ninja. Hi, Jeff. I hope all is well with you. I received my score for FAR today, 42. I also recently took audit a couple of days ago. I have an active NTS for regulation, which I plan to take in January. However, should I retake FAR in January instead, or move on to reg, or maybe just take a break? Also, I began working full-time as a tax associate for a public accounting firm. Hope this is clear. Any advice is appreciated. All right, 42 on FAR. Also took audit, and so the question is, sorry, someone's audio was in my deal. That threw me off. So basically, do you retake FAR after a 42, or do you move on? And I don't think it matters, because you are going to have to, especially with the 42, there's probably not a lot of a solid foundation to build on there. So if it were me, I would retake FAR. And even if it was your first time, or even if you scored a 70, I would retake FAR, just because I think it's a good idea to get FAR out of the way. Now, in the first half of 2023, I think you should take FAR first. Second half of 2023, I think you should take auditing or BEC first. So, yeah. So take FAR and then move on to regulation. And then, of course, starting as a tax associate for a public accounting firm in January, tax season plus CPA exam study is its own beast, but there's really no reason why you still can't study for 20 hours a week during tax season. Because, as people in tax always know, that it's always tax season. Kind of, it's January through April, and then you have your extensions, and then you have then you have September and October come around. Then November and December, you're gearing up for tax season. So it's always tax season. So hope that's helpful. If you're in the dojo, you can raise your hand. I will unmute you, and we can talk for reals. And then Reza says, I have about a month before I take BEC. How far into it are you? So tell me that. Where are you? Are you just starting today? Because that's different than if you're 2 weeks in. Moving on, Nilak. I'm sure I butchered that name. Using Roger plus Ninja. Hi, Jeff. Good afternoon. I'm taking FAR in March. I'm using Roger plus Ninja. I'm struggling with the material. I've been listening to the Ninja Audio for a week along with Roger, I can retain anything. I think he means I can't retain anything. What would be your advice? Getting my CPA is the goal. Yeah, so listen to the Ninja Audio from day one, even though you're listening to things that you haven't even studied. The more times that you listen to it, the bigger benefit you'll have on exam day. I recommend listening to the Ninja Audio at least once a week. And like, even if you haven't studied bonds yet, by listening to the audio prior to studying it, when you actually do study it, I think it's easier to absorb the material. So start Ninja Audio from day one, start Ninja Notes from day one, like read through it, listen to the Ninja Audio and read the Ninja Notes as many times as possible leading up to your exam. Now you're using Roger and Ninja, so the Ninja framework, nail the concepts, intense notes, nonstop MCQ, just rewrite your notes. It all comes together. Roger is a very good lecturer and instructor. I think he's among the best. So I would nail the concepts with your Roger lectures. I would take intense notes over those lectures. I would switch to Ninja MCQ and do the nonstop MCQ phase with only Ninja MCQ. When you're studying the simulation portion, I would probably do 90% MCQ, 10% sims, max 80 to 20, relatively speaking. I would bounce back and forth between your Ninja sims and your Roger sims. UWorld has a very good interface. They put a lot of money into their platform, so take advantage of that simulation software. And then just rewrite your notes. I would either rewrite the notes that you took from Roger, or I would rewrite the Ninja notes. Most people rewrite the Ninja notes. Then it all comes together. This is where your cram. Since you already did the Roger videos, then I would do the Ninja cram. And then any of the topics that you're struggling with, I would do a Ninja sparring session over that topic. Hope that's helpful. Reza says, I just completed BEC chapter 1. So you're a month out and you're basically just started. There is a 4-week study planner for Ninja. So we have 7-week study planner and a 4-week study planner. And that's what I would do. So 4 weeks. I mean, you can definitely take BEC in 4 weeks. BEC and audit, those are exams that you can take in 4 weeks. It's not the easiest, but regulation and FAR, I would say not. But I passed auditing in 20 days, mostly because I procrastinated, and BEC is similar to audit in that regard. So just follow the Ninja framework. It's just accelerated. So the other concepts for a week, take intense notes, nonstop MCQ for 2 weeks. And then you probably don't have time to rewrite your notes, or maybe you can spend like a weekend doing it, like a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then I would watch the BEC cram, particularly over the cost accounting. Ninja Mike, he's exceptional in all areas. He is exceptionally exceptional in the cost accounting. He scored like top 5 in the world on the CMA. Like he's legit. And so especially the CMA type topics like cost accounting, definitely watch those in the cram. Carolyn writes in, hey Jeff, I need a bit of advice. I didn't have a score release this past time, but I've passed BEC and auditing, 3rd try after incorporating Ninja into my study routine. 3 down, 1 to go. This last one has given me a run for my money and sanity. So we're talking about, past BEC and auditing. I got overconfident and bought FAR and auditing simultaneously, talking about an NTS. Thinking I'd pass auditing my second go around and start studying for FAR in August. I didn't pass auditing, and then I decided to keep studying for the 3rd time, but I gave myself much less study time for FAR. I didn't start studying for FAR until the 1st week of October. My NTS expires mid-December. I'm not even close to getting through the material. I feel very unsure about the material I've gone through thus far with the exam approaching so quickly. I feel like I'm just trying to get through as much as possible, but not absorbing it as I did with the other exams. Should I sit for the exam in December, call it a fail, and take it when I feel confident? I'm already planning on retaking it in February. I have until June before BEC expires. My ultimate goal is to pass far before then. If you suggest that I take it, how should I cram? What should I focus on? Well, if you're in a situation where you have an NTS expiring, it happens to the best of us, happened to me. Most because I procrastinated. I would still take your exam. Now, one way to have a fighting chance on exam day is I would definitely watch the Ninja Cram over FAR. And I think it's like 20 hours, give or take. And I mean, you can knock that out. Sound like us from Minnesota. You can knock that out in like a long weekend, a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and go take it on Monday. I mean, it's kind of a YOLO, Hail Mary, but you can watch the Ninja Cram. Like I would take off work on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and go in, take your exam Monday. Do you stand a high chance of passing? I don't know. Not as high as if you had like done like a 7-week study regimen, but you definitely have a fighting chance. So I would definitely take FAR, and I would definitely watch the Ninja Cram over a long weekend. And you can apply that to any exam. That's why we did the Ninja Cram. So I hope that's helpful. Going back to the dojo chat, Kyle says, I'm taking BEC on Thursday and using Wiley as my primary source. Wiley includes at least 3 times as much material on IT as Ninja, and I'm wondering if Wiley is making me waste too much time in IT. I've made it through all the material and feel like IT is my weakest point. If it were me, I would study the Ninja notes over IT and hammer the Ninja MCQ and maybe the Wiley test bank over IT. And that's what I would do for IT. Because IT, it's like not real conceptual. You just got to cram the stuff into your brain and barf it out on exam day. And so that's what I would do. And I would rework all of the IT questions that you can, like the afternoon before your exam. So it's fresh in your mind. So Ninja notes and IT MCQ, and that's what I would call that good on for IT. And maybe watch the Ninja Cram over IT. I'm trying to think, is there a Ninja Cram over IT? I assume so. I haven't looked lately. So that's what I would do for IT, like the videos and the books. I would just punt and do Ninja notes and Ninja MCQ over IT. Sticking with the dojo chat, currently employed with a corporation in India and get my CPA license. I would like to move and work in the US. Any advice or tips? I would ask Ninja Mike that. So Ninja Mike, he lives in India and he is a Big Four alum. He works for a Big Four firm and he knows all about that stuff as it relates to India specifically. And so I would jump into your sparring session, and when he has the Q&A, that's what I would ask him, or submit it as a question and he can answer it in a video. So he would be the expert on that. Cassie says, hi Jeff, I sat for the exam about 8 times so far and I haven't passed any. My last 2 scores are 72 and 74. All right, we're close. I stopped studying for the past year. I'd like to restart studying and complete my exams by the end of next year. Any advice on how to schedule my exams and how to use Ninja in combination with Roger or Wiley? Well, the bad news is you're taking the exam 8 times, but there's a lot of people who take the exam like as many. I mean, that's essentially like failing each section twice. So a lot of people do it. No one wants to admit it. You can all go on Another71 and read my story. And but your last 2 scores are 72 and 74. That means that you know how to study. And it just means that some things need to be tweaked. And so passing the CPA exam in 2023, wonderful idea. So you can avoid that 2024 mess. And I would just start with VAR. I would start with VAR and then auditing and then BEC. Normally I'd say regulation, but BEC is ending at the end of 2023. So I definitely make sure you get auditing and BEC passed, but I would start with FAR early in the year, and then I would take regulation last. And so that's what I would do. Now, as far as combining Roger and Wiley, or Roger, Wiley, and Ninja, I would pick Roger and Ninja or Wiley and Ninja and go with the one that you like the most. If you go with Roger, then I would use Roger lectures, take notes. So nail the concepts with Roger lectures, take intense notes, non-stop MCQ using Ninja MCQ, and back and forth between the Ninja and Roger UWorld Sims. Just rewrite the Ninja notes, and then it all comes together. I would do the Ninja cram. So that's how I would do Roger plus Ninja. And now with Wiley, I don't know their instructors actually hardly at all. And so pick and choose which, if you go with Wiley and Ninja, then I would choose which instructors or which lectures you want to use, Ninja sparring or the Wiley lectures, take intense notes, non-stop MCQ, bounce back and forth between Ninja MCQ and the Wiley CPA test bank. Just rewrite the Ninja notes, and it all comes together using the Ninja cram. All the while using the Ninja audio, listening to the Ninja audio as many times as you can. So, all right, if you're in the dojo chat and you want to talk, you can raise your hand. I'll unmute you. Got a few more questions here. Shlomo says, I've been unable to keep Becker's pace, and I've fallen behind. I'm in chapter 3 of Becker. My chances of passing are low, given where I am, and my test date is in December. Should I learn whatever I can slowly so that I have a clue if I retake, or just read the notes, save the MCQs to the last few days, essentially a cram? Can the Ninja cram videos followed by Ninja MCQs get me to a decent place? The Becker Sims have been my biggest obstacle to moving on to new topics. Let me pause there. They shouldn't be. I mean, you shouldn't do the you should like set aside a day or a weekend to do Sims. Don't do Sims. Well, you should not be doing questions after each chapter. That's not the Ninja framework. The Ninja framework is getting through all the concepts first and taking notes, and then like closing the book, and then doing Ninja MCQ or Becker MCQ. And I would focus on the MCQ and only do the Sims like over a weekend or something. So don't let the Sims trip you up. Like, part of the success on the CPA exam is just keeping on going. Part of your success on exam day is keep on going. If you get tripped up, if you like spend 10 minutes answering a question that you can't get to work out for you, you're going to fail. So the Becker Sims have been my the biggest obstacle to moving on to new topics. I generally do well between 70s and 80s on the MCQ the first time. I'm bummed because busy season is coming again, and the biggest opportunity to study is these weeks. I can't push the exam because I have a trip planned for late December. I follow Becker's study plan, but I keep falling behind. I learn best by writing over their lectures and doing MCQs right away. That way some of the info sticks in my head. I learn better from videos and books. So using Becker plus Ninja, I would watch the Becker videos, take notes. So, but you only have a few days, so you're really in a cram formation, and so I mean, if you can't push your exam out, then I would hammer MCQ, hammer Ninja MCQ, rewrite your Ninja notes, listen to the Ninja audio every chance that you get, like in the car, at your desk. And I know it's not the most fun thing in the world to listen to, but you can listen to your Spotify playlist on your trip after your exam. And I would watch the Ninja Cram. And if you want to hammer, like, pick 3 to 5 topics that you hope that you don't get any simulations on and work those in your Becker test bank. That's what I would do. And so yeah. Rajat says, please recommend the best CPA study plan possible to score maximum and crack this exam within 7 weeks. I am studying full-time. I've always been weak in sims. Everyone is. I watch lectures, read books, and do MCQ and sims. And they're using Ninja only. Well, if you're studying full-time, then I think 7 weeks is probably too much. So your 7-week study plan, studying full-time, should actually probably be 4 weeks. And I'd study like 30 hours a week, treat it like a full-time job, leave your house every day, physically leave, go to the library, coffee shop, mixture of the two, get out of the house. That way it feels like you are leaving. Because if you sit on your couch, the same place that you have been binge watching the Terminal List, good show, by the way, then your brain's not going to be in study mode. Your brain's like, oh, we're watching Terminal List again, or we're watching Breaking Bad for the 10th time. No, you're in exam mode, study mode. So when you're studying full time, leave your house every day, no exceptions, maybe on a Saturday. So, but study full time, you should be, 30 hours a week, 120 hours, get in there, take that exam. That's it. You're still in the chat. If you want to raise your hand, we can talk. Pat says, I got a 56 on FAR mid-November. I'm trying to gain the last 19 points by supplementing with Ninja. I was weaker in everything, MCQ and Sims, because in every section, governmental, not-for-profit, which I spent a good amount of time on before the exam. I'm trying Ninja because I hated how my memory would know the answer. So it's referring to memorizing your main course's questions. I would click the correct answer on the second or third time instead of learning the material on why I was incorrect. Okay, so got a 56 on FAR, how to gain 19 points. No pressure. Pat's using Becker plus Ninja. Well, it's as simple as following the Ninja framework. And there's 2 main things you can do that you probably didn't do before. So nail the concepts with your Becker lectures, take intense notes, do nonstop MCQ with your Ninja MCQ. I would not do your Becker questions anymore because you've memorized them. I would only use the Becker test bank for the simulations. You can switch back and forth between Ninja Sims and Becker Sims, whichever ones you like the best. Do not do a practice exam. I hate practice exams. Ironically, we have unlimited practice exams with Ninja, only because people would ask, why don't we have practice exams? Not a fan of practice exams because they don't tell you anything, and it's a waste of time. And nonstop MCQ with Ninja MCQ, just rewrite your notes. I would rewrite I would rewrite the Ninja notes. So it's something that you obviously previously didn't do the time before. Rewrite your Ninja notes. It takes like 3 days. It's long. It's awful. It'll be worth it. Listen to the Ninja audio as many times as possible. Granted, it's like the Ninja notes. It's long. It's awful. It's worth it. And then since you're probably already used to the Becker lectures, then I would watch the Ninja Cram. Ninja Mike goes through, so this is far, it's like 20 hours. Ninja Mike walks through the material, like from a journal entry perspective, using Excel. And it's all on video and people really like it. So that's what I would do. That's how you gain your 19 points. Final question. If you're in the dojo chat, your last chance to ask a question or raise your hand. Carmelo writes in, I like Ninja so far, and I plan on using only Ninja to study for the CPA exam. I'm starting with FAR first. What order do you suggest I do when completing the exams? All right. So for 2023 is pretty unique. So for the 2023 CPA exam, I would do, if an exam is January through June, then I would do FAR first, auditing second. That's like any other year. And then June through December, I would do BEC first, then regulation. And the reason for that is auditing is going to become a nightmare and BEC is going away. If you pass BEC in 2023, then you don't have to take the discipline sections, the BAR, the BAR, which is a lot of the stuff that you don't like from FAR, plus some of the stuff that you don't like from BEC. They had a baby. They called it BAR. They met at a bar. No. And then TCP, which is the tax one. And if I were taking a discipline section, I would take the tax one just because I'm weird and I like tax. It was my highest score on the exam, regulation. And the IT thing looks nasty. No, thank you. Unfortunately, we have to create materials for it. But Ninja Mike is in charge of all that. And so I would take FAR, then auditing, then BEC and regulation. Now, if you're starting in the second half of 2023, then I would start with auditing, then BEC, because auditing is going to be a nightmare. BEC is going away. Then I would take regulation, and then I would take FAR. Why? Because in 2024, FAR is not gaining any content, and it's losing some of its components. FAR is going to become easier. Now, there's never an easy exam, but FAR is going to become easier in 2024. So if you're going to take a 2024 exam, then let it be FAR or reg. But so that's that is the order of the CPA exam that I would take in 2023. So, all right. Well, thanks everyone for listening, watching, chatting. If you have a question, you can shoot me an email, jeff@another71.com. That's jeff@another71.com. All right, be good, everyone. Take care, and I will talk to you soon.